we understand that the federal government is coming up with initiatives to address restiveness, but as the man on the ground, what are you doing to stop the insecurity crisis?
We're supporting the security agencies to attack the criminal aspect of the whole thing. Those that we believe are actually not ordinary bunkers, but that they are actually militants against a particular decision. We have tried to engage them severally. And I even had to set up a committee led by my deputy governor that actually went to various communities in the creeks. It took a period of about 3 weeks, moving around the deep communities in the creeks to talk to the various communities. This was the background we had to lay down first before we even thought of inviting the vice president to come over. Otherwise, the vice president would have been able to come up into a crisis-ridden area. He wouldn't have been received the way he was. So we built a lot of foundation in terms of achieving that peace. And the coming of the vice president was just something to add up to what we had done. That created the confidence that, oh, the federal government is ready to respond to their yearnings. And I thank God that the vice president has done quite a lot, but we did quite a lot.
People believe that decisions from the government house in Delta State is being influenced by some external forces. Are you your own man?
I have always been my own man. And looking at my pedigree, where I've come from, I'm not the kind of person that people can easily influence. I'm saying you have a superior argument.
But considering that Delta State is known for a history of godfatherism in the States, so would you still want to say
you watched through the way I came in as governor. The immediate past governor is my friend, but if you watch the processes, I came in on my own and by the grace of God, I went through the whole thing and ran against the candidate of the man who was sitting in office to win the primaries. So that man, I'm sure you can speak about that man.
Okay, let's come back to the entire structure of Delta State. You have to deal with a massive workforce of 50,000 staff strengths.
Probably over now.
Over now.
Over that.
And with an internally generated revenue of, I think, 5.5 billion naira.
No, monthly is between 3.5 and 4 billion. Sometimes less than that.
Okay, you have a wage bill.
Wage bill, about close to 7 billion.
Okay, so now you are coping with a staff strength of 50,000. You said over that now,
about 60,
and a wage bill of 5.5 billion.
Yes.
So how do you intend to deal with the obvious challenge?
The challenge is there is something you've met and something we met when we came in. What we're trying to do is to document our staff and be sure of the true staff that we have. And we're using some consultants. We've gone through the initial processes of paper documentation and electronic documentation. We are going through what we call the clock in, clock out time. And we want to be sure the number of staff that we have, because we believe that it should be far less than that 60,000. But we are not hopeful that we are going to go below 50,000 at the end of the day. But if you have a savings of about 4,000, 5,000, even to 10,000, it's quite a lot. That could reduce the number of staff that we have. So we still know that we can drive that process down.
You just raised the issue of getting consultants to reposition the state civil service. But we also understand that you've been making some appointments recently. But who is in charge?
Into the state civil service?
Yes.
We very critical appointments, probably possibly not more than 20 to 30 very critical positions, like when we had to get accreditation in the university for certain departments that lacked lecturers in the university.
But who is in charge of the revenue collation of your states?
Revenue collation, we have a board of internal revenue. And eventually you have the accountant general and the commissioner for finance.
Well, you don't have a revenue consultant?
We have revenue consultants.
Who is the revenue consultant of Delta State?
If you go to the board of internal revenue, they'll probably give you the details about revenue consultant. We met him on ground and we think that he's capable, he's done an effective work. because initially, while I was still commissioner in this state,
Are you not comfortable mentioning the name of the revenue consultant?
I don't know him by name.
But we understand his name is Solomon Okowa, your brother.
That's not true. Revenue consultant Solomon Okowa, that's not true. The revenue consultant of the state up to today has been the revenue consultant that has been in the state since about the second tenure of James Ibori.
So who is Solomon Okowa?
Solomon Okowa is my younger brother. It's not a consultant.
And it has nothing to do with the revenue?
No, not at all, not at all, not at all. Not at all. It has nothing to do with the consultant at all. Not at all.
But you are aware that your office has been accused of appointing Solomon Okowa as a revenue consultant?
No, I'm not aware. I'm just hearing this for the first time. That's the very truth. I'm just hearing it for the first time. The revenue consultant is called ICMA, and then I know him. I don't have to give the name, but I know the name of the company, ICMA.
You may also join in this conversation by sending us a comment on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Coming up on Question Time, setting the record straight on development initiatives in Delta State. Find out from the Governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. Join us again.